Sup guys, I'm Game Boss, and today we're gonna find out why your laptop is as awesome as a race car and how to upgrade it easily with the help of some Legos. Many people, including me, shop for a laptop with the best CPU-GPU combination possible for the best price. There is, however, another factor that, like your workhorses, the CPU and the GPU, also isn't replaceable in a laptop, and it's something you won't usually find in the spec sheet of your average web shop. As the title of this video might have already spoiled, it's cooling. Before we proceed with all the tips and tricks on cooling, we need to know why is cooling so important and how does it work. If your workhorses are pushed to the limits without cooling or safety measures, they'll go into the red zone and melt down. Luckily, there are temperature sensors with safety measures that will prevent this from happening. The active cooling in your laptop usually consists of a combination of fans that extract and dissipate the heat from your workhorses using airflow. Active cooling in a laptop is dynamic, so when web browsing or processing text, they will run on a lower RPM or may be switched off entirely, which is good because library.
Hey! Hey! This is library.
When pushing your workhorses to the max during gaming sessions or rendering content, there will be immense heat buildup and your active cooling system tries to keep up by going high in RPM. Usually paired with a lot of fan noise, so not really suitable for library. If cooling has problems with keeping up and temperature rises, safety measures will first put the system in the orange zone and will hold back power to your workhorse. This is called thermal throttling, and it happens faster than you think. Starting off at number 5 is buying a laptop with proper cooling. Just because your machine is marketed as a gaming laptop or content creation machine doesn't mean it does its job well. Or maybe it does for 15 minutes. Sometimes it's better to stick to a lower tier workhorse in your price range that has the better cooling. Imagine buying an expensive Ferrari, taking it to the track, and the thing starts to go half speed halfway through the lap. Compare laptops in your price range and read reviews about them. The more conscience you put into the cooling, the more conscience manufacturers put into the cooling. Number 4, software. If your system can't handle the cooling, tweak some settings. Now, I'm not going to discuss undervolting because that is a more riskier and advanced method, but there are some other very effective methods that can help. Your workhorses will always try to push the max out of your system, at least if you put the power profile to performance. Tweaking your graphics settings in-game to medium or low is not enough. This will only push the FPS more in the game. In order to deal with this, pick a frame rate you feel comfortable with and cap the FPS. Then tweak the settings. Some games have this feature built in-game, but sometimes they don't. If they don't, right-click on the desktop, NVIDIA Control Panel, manage 3D settings, and max frame rate. You can tweak it system-wide or on a game-to-game basis. It only works for NVIDIA GPUs, obviously. This makes sure you can play games for extended periods of time and without sudden throttling. Treat your system right and it will treat you right. Number 3, maintenance. While I don't suggest you tampering on your system while it's still inside its warranty period, it can be beneficial to clean out your laptop every few years. Opening your laptop immediately exposes a lot of important parts that may have gathered some dust in the past few years. Dust prevents the dissipation of heat and can clog up the fans. Blow it out with some compressed air or alternatively a gentle brushing. While more advanced, you can even go as far as applying some new thermal paste to the CPU or the GPU. Number 2, airflow. Place your laptop on a heat-resistant solid surface. Better yet, let it levitate just above the surface so the airflow can pass around freely. Alright, so maybe not viable in present times, you get the idea. A laptop stand will do just fine. Your laptop has multiple vents that it sucks air into, usually at the bottom, and blows them out from the sides. Some laptop stands have active cooling, which adds up to the temperature decrease. They also have a flashy option of RGB lighting. I know a laptop is meant to be portable, and carrying around a cooler isn't really attractive for traveling. But back in the day, my 13-year-old ass was trying to run Operation Flashpoint on a €600 mid-range budget system. I had to be creative. In this case, even Lego will get the job done and you can bring it with you anywhere. Just make sure it doesn't scratch the laptop. At number 1, we have probably the most simple solution, but also the most overlooked one, and also the most effective one: your location. Big tech companies and professional cryptocurrency mining farms leave their hardware in closely monitored, temperature-controlled warehouses. While an air-conditioned room is definitely the best option to go, it also just helps by choosing in which room to play in. Being an attic gamer, you're at a disadvantage. Heat has a natural tendency to rise from the lower floors, and having the sun blasting on the roof isn't helping either. Basement gamers are an advantage here, as there are less windows and temperatures tend to be a lot lower. Whatever you do, never, and I repeat, never leave your laptop in direct sunlight. Not only you get an immense heat penalty, it's gonna ruin your plastic and screen in the long run. Also, make sure to play in a well-ventilated and clean environment. This helps prevent the dust buildup as mentioned in point 3. Now, to summarize this video, optimize your games for the hardware you're running, preferably in Alaska, in a cave, while your laptop is floating in front of you. I'm Game Boss, and I'm out.